to call this meeting to order. Will everyone please stand to salute the flag?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Borowski, will you please do a roll call?
Mr. Gatto is absent. Mrs. Coker? Here. Dr. Laughlin is absent. Mr. Merle Elmuzik?
Here.
Mr. Petracca?
Here.
Mr. Repko?
Here.
Mr. Tolman?
Here.
Mr. Urban?
Here.
Mr. Merle Music?
Here. At this time, Mr. Ankles will discuss the executive session that was held prior to this meeting.
We had an executive session beginning at 6 o'clock tonight. Among the items discussed under personnel were 2 agenda items to be voted on next week's agenda. They were 2 new employees to be hired. We discussed an employee discipline issue regarding a custodian. We discussed various athletic director duties and extra duty potential compensation for Steeler Night. We also had a discussion regarding the contract under legal with the city of Latrobe for our school resource officer. We discussed a grant from Westmoreland County District Attorney's Office for the purchase of school police equipment. We also discussed a request by a disabled veteran for an exemption on tax assessment. Under negotiations, we discussed the negotiations for the SEIU contract, and we also discussed the negotiations for the PSEA contract.
Thank you, Mr. Ankles. Going into education and planning, Mr. Repko.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let's start out with student reports from Evelyn and Maria.
Hi, I have some updates from the junior and senior high. We have the following updates in the academics category. The cybersecurity class has now become a college and high school class in partnership with St. Vincent College. The following A/B testing from spring. GLSD has had 5 students qualify for AP scholarship recognition, 3 students qualify for AP scholars with honors recognition, 7 students qualify for AP scholars with distinction recognition, and 1 student earned AP capstone diploma qualification. The recognition levels are based on qualifying scores from AP exams in association with the courses taken during the same school year. Within the arts category, we have the Greater Latrobe Wildcat Marching Band performing at the Italian Festival last weekend, and the GLSHS Band and Color Guard's new uniforms becoming a hit and continuing to get many compliments and being greatly appreciated. With the athletics, we have all fall sports seasons being off to a great start, and each team having multiple wins early in the season and ready to build on their success. For our career and future readiness, the freshmen continue to use Smart Futures as a part of their Design Freshman Focus course, and additional personal finance sessions will be offered this year, and additional teachers are supporting the increase in student enrollment for the semester course offered in the fall and spring. Under the citizenship category, the Key Club and Interact Club and the Lighthouse team plan to partner together for a food drive at the end of September to support the Westmoreland Food Bank and our community overall. Collections will occur during the week of September 23rd and conclude at the home football game on Friday, September 27th. For the junior high, they have the 6th through the 20th, the junior high fundraiser for cookie dough sales. On September 11th, they will have their open house, and September 19th will be picture day. That's all for the junior and senior high.
Alright, starting with all 3 schools for the elementaries, they all have kindergarten open house on September 16th. For LES, September 13th to the 20th is their scholastic book fair. Mountain View will host its annual wellness walk on September 27th. Bagley on October 2nd will send autistic support students to the You've Got a Friend Day field trip. And then on October 8th, St. Vincent College will be doing an online lesson collaboration with selected 2nd grade students. St. Vincent students learn to create an online lesson using students' interests. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Enrollment report, Mr. May.
Thanks, Mr. Repko. The 3rd day enrollment report is attached. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you very much.
Can you introduce our speakers for 6:13?
Yeah.
I have a question. In the future, can you pull out who the charter schools are? Not
part of the agreement. with.
How about if I just highlight one there for you?
Happy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
I will introduce Mr. Teslovich. He's a fifth grade teacher at Bagley Elementary School, and Tommy Turnbull, who's a fourth grade teacher at LES. And they are going to be speaking today about sixth grade camp from last year and introducing it for this coming year. They acted as co-coordinators this past school year, and I'm very proud of what the two of them were able to accomplish last school year. So, welcome.
Thank you. Mrs. Bell has kind of summarized everything here, which is good. Sixth grade camp is designed to provide a unique educational experience, combining outdoor activities with lessons in teamwork, leadership, and environmental stewardship. All necessary preparations will be made, and we will work closely with students, parents, and staff to ensure a safe and enriching experience for all involved this season, or this upcoming school year. Pleased to provide the following updates on the upcoming sixth grade camp. Our dates this year: the 2025 sixth grade camp will take place next May. May 9th, which is in-service day for staff, will be our setup day at camp. Sixth grade students from EES will attend from May 12th through the 14th. LES, May 14th through the 16th. And Mountain View's dates will be the following week, May 19th through the 21st. Our parent information night is currently scheduled for Tuesday, October 22nd at the ECSC. Location remains the same, will be at the Heritage Boy Scout Reservation in Farmington, PA. The cost will remain the same as well at $170. As of today, there are currently 86 graders at Bagley, 104 at LES, 80 sixth graders from Mountain View, for a total of 264 students who are expected to attend camp. All students have the opportunity to attend. There are scholarships and fundraising opportunities available in each building. Money's never an issue for a sixth grader to attend sixth grade camp. Changes for the upcoming year. The only change to camp for this upcoming school year will be in our leadership. After reviewing the 2024 camp, it was determined that it's in the best interest for the students and camp itself that I share the director position. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Tommy Turnbull, fourth grade teacher at LES, and he will now be acting as the co-director of sixth grade camp with me. Mr. Turnbull and I have met, split the planning and preparation, as well as the implementation of camp procedures to assure a seamless transition moving ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on, we're going to ask next week to approve the sixth grade camp program with the dates as listed. We're going to ask to approve the speech therapy service agreement for 2024-25 school year. Approve contractual agreement between Presley Ridge and Johnstown and Great Lakes Road School District for this school year. Approve memorandum of agreement between ARIN Intermediate Unit and Great Lakes Road School District for a term of 2 years. We're going to ask to approve Pennsylvania Higher Education Assistance Agency participation agreement for the next year. Those all have attachments. And we're going to ask to approve tuition students as listed. That completes my report. We have a curriculum committee meeting next Tuesday at 5:30 here at CSC.
Thank you, Mr. Repko. Going into finance, next week we will move to approve the treasurer's report and payment of bills. We will also move to approve gifts, grants, and donations as attached. Our last finance committee meetings from August 6th, 2024 is as attached. And the next finance committee meeting will be Tuesday, October 8th, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. in the senior high school library. Going into facilities operations and planning, next week we will approve the Westmoreland Intermediate Union Early Intervention Lease agreement for the 24-25 school year. Then we will move to approve the 24-25 capital improvement project proposal for the synthetic turf replacement at the athletic complex, so Rossi and Graham Sabota Fields. Then we will, the facilities operation and planning committee meetings from September 24th are attached. The next facilities Operations and Planning Committee meeting will be Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024 at 4:30 p.m. in the administration building. Going into student activities and recreation, Mr. Petrarca.
Thank you, Mr. President. Next week, we're going to ask to award winter sports equipment and supply bids for 2024-2025 school year. And listed below are the list of senior nights for our fall sports, sport day, time, and location.
Can I add something?
Yes.
You're all invited to those, and you're welcome to come out. And I had a board member say to me, a new board member say to me, well, where do I go? What do I do? As Mr. Petrarca said, the locations are there. You know, if we can be there, we're there, unless we have something else to do that we can't get out of. So just show up, find us, and you get to stand, you know, to salute the athletes that are seniors. We just did senior tennis, you know, and got to see Maria. But it's really nice, and it's a great opportunity for you. But I don't want you to feel like you're not welcome. You're certainly welcome to be there. Just find us, and we'll walk you through it, and it's a great time. So
You occasionally get invitation cards from whatever the sport is, inviting you to their senior night at your place.
that's all. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That is my report.
Thank you, Mr. Petrarca. Going into community relations, Mr. Urban.
Thank you, Mr. President. Greater Latrobe Parks and Recreation Commission meeting minutes, May 16th, June 20th, and July 18th, 2024. And see attachments for the details. That is extend my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Urban. For the Westmoreland Intermediate Union, Mr. Talent.
Thank you. So we're going to ask for the authorization of the joint purchasing consortium representative and permission to advertise for the 2025-2026 program. And there's also an attachment for the summary of the WI board meeting minutes from August 27th. The next WIU committee meeting will be held September 24th, 7 p.m. in their Donahue office in their Twin Lakes room.
Thank you, Mr. Talent. For EWCTC Joint Operating Committee, Mrs. Kozar.
Yes, thank you. The attachment A and B to your agenda are meeting minutes from our June 26th meeting and our August 28th meeting. And our next meeting will be Wednesday, September 25th at 7 p.m. at EWCTC. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Kozar. Transportation, Mr. Morales.
Thank you, Mr. President. Next week, we'll entertain a motion to approve the Cooper Transportation Services contract, and that's attached to the board's agenda. And the Transportation Committee meeting minutes from September 4th are attached to the board's agenda also. And that's the end of the report.
Thank you. For board policy, Mrs. Kozar.
Yes, I just wanted to bring to your attention that we have to vote on our PSBA officer elections coming up, and so they're asking that you go on their website, and there's a list of all their the people who are running for these specific offices. Their resumes are on there, and their years of service in PSBA. There's only one for every office, so it's pretty easy. And then next week we're going to vote, right? Because really, who wants this job? So next week we're voting. Yes.
Yes.
And then Mrs. Prohosky, rather than the paper votes we used to have, she will collate all of our votes and send them to the SBA. And our next board policy meeting is September 16th at 10:30 in the admin.
Thank you, Mrs. Kozar. For technology, the next technology committee meeting will be Tuesday, October 15th at 5:30 in the CSC. Going into the superintendent's recommendations, Mr. Brunfeld.
Thank you, Mr. President. On your agenda for next week, we'll be voting on resignations as listed in that first item. You'll be approving professional personnel substitute teachers as listed. You'll be approving Cheryl Plundo as a junior high school science teacher, master's step 9, that's professional personnel. In addition, you'll be approving Scott West to complete a long-term position at the senior high school in physical education. We also have support personnel appointments classified. You've got classroom assistant, health room assistant, et cetera, as listed. We have support personnel supplemental appointments on the agenda for next week. Those are listed as well. Next week on the agenda, we'll also have an opportunity for you to vote to ratify the agreement between the Greater Latrobe School District and the SEIU Union 32BJ, the AFL-CIO, and an hourly rate of pay for substitute food service and substitute custodian. In other business, just a note that football junior high band night and youth night is scheduled for February the 27th. That's a great night because our junior high school students will join our marching band students on the field, so the band grows exponentially. It's always neat to see, plus we recognize our youth football and cheer participants. And the homecoming football game is slated for Friday, October the 4th at Memorial Stadium. Again, I would encourage you to attend. One of the things that you may be seeing popping up around our community is T-Mobile 5G Friday Night Lights, and a contest that we have entered here at Greater Latrobe. And the grand prize of the contest is $2 million to upgrade your stadium. It's mainly geared towards football, but it's to upgrade your stadium. You get some money for the senior high school for improvements, but I wanted Mr. Hyde to talk about that because we have done well so far, to the point where we are going to receive a $5,000 entry-level prize at our home football game next week, not this week, but we are hoping to progress through the system. I think it would be great if we would be recognized. And Zach, what do you want to say about this?
It's just a great opportunity for the school districts. A little over a month ago, I received an email from the representative for our region at T-Mobile about the opportunity for this prize that T-Mobile is running. So basically, we just said there's an application process. We went through the application process, and what that entails is basically writing up a story about your school district, the history of your school district, the history of your town, and what all is encompassed within that, and why we feel that we're deserving of this grand prize. We touched on the first professional football team. We touched on the Arnold Palmer being here, Mr. Rogers, everything that has to do with Greater Latrobe. We wrote up that story, sent it in. The regional manager got back to me and said, hey Zach, this is awesome. He goes, I really think you guys have a really good chance of winning this. So from all the entries across the entire United States, they picked 300. Those 300 selected school districts, as Mr. Prempeh said, got a $5,000 grant from T-Mobile. From those 300 schools, in early October, they will pick 16 semifinalists. Those 16 semifinalists get a $25,000 grant check. At the end of, I believe, December, they pick one finalist of the 16, and you receive a $2 million grant to upgrade your football facility. Along with that, you get a $100,000 high school grant, an upgraded weight room brought to you by Rob Gronkowski, a brand new scoreboard for your facility, an epic tailgate party, and much, much, much more. So right now we're on the right track. You guys will be seeing signs at your local businesses. Just today, we got an ad up on the billboard, digital billboard at Arnold Palmer Regional Airport. You're going to be seeing these things all around. What comes with this is it's a community-based Instagram competition. So basically what they want everybody to do in our community is take pictures of Friday Night Lights, football, everything that, marching band, cheerleaders, everything that encompasses high school football, and post it to Instagram, tagging our new district Instagram. Thank you to Mrs. Pellis, and the technology department, and just post to that. And the more posts that we get, the more recognition that we get, the more community involvement we get, gives us a better chance of winning that individual prize.
What's the hashtag then?
Oh, ours is at
Greater
Latrobe underscore S.
Yes.
Yes. So we actually did it through, we have a business account for our Facebook, and so we're able to connect the two. So whatever we post on Facebook automatically connects to, so it's consistent. But we never turned on the Instagram part of it, because we hadn't had a need. So because of this, we've added in the Instagram part of it. But pretty quickly, we got a lot of followers because of the generation of children that we're serving. They're on Instagram and on Facebook, so.
Is that true? Is it?
Thank you.
I'm
Are you following us is the real question.
I didn't know you had
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Because I'm on Instagram for my business. That's only careful.
Expect a new follower.
Yeah.
I just picked up too. I'm not on Snapface, I don't know what it is.
Snapface.
I can't help you on that.
Don't worry.
All right, I'll expect you guys to do this.
I don't think they want their superintendent on Snapchat. Pretty sure they don't.
Thank you, Mr. Hyde. The last thing I have there, obviously, we have a regular meeting next week here in the CSC, and our next committee of the whole will be October the 8th, also at the CSC. Mr. President, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Narca. Are there any questions or comments from the board? This meeting is adjourned.